Hey buddy, it's Victor. It's time for another Eat and Run here, the Binding of Isaac Victor Repentance series. Happy Friday, Mosh Pit. The streak continues to go on with the like streak counter now going up to 162. We're only 18 away already. Can you believe it? Like we're already almost halfway to the next like streak goal already, only after like a week and a half after we just got done talking about the new one. So thank you all very much for making that possible. Hope your weekends are going off to a great start. We're starting off with a banger meme of the day here, brought to you by, I'm going to say 3D Dalek, or maybe Dalek. I'm pretty sure it's Dalek. Sent in by 3D Dalek here. Title thread was Gigaport. No need to thank me, just doing my job. Yeah, that was a legendarily amazing teleporter. If you don't know which one I'm talking about, you need to go watch the Beam Me Up episode that we did on Random Tainted Run Day last Sunday, because it was quite amazing. DJ is going to be Juliet Visky, Juliet Visky 9 Golf Visky Delta 6 Hotel. We have Missing No, and that's all you need to know. So, yeah, here we go. Missing No is going to literally shuffle all of our items. We have no way of getting rid of it, and unless if we get Butter. I think that Butter is the only thing powerful enough to get rid of Missing No, and it's been a long time since we've actually taken Missing No, let alone started with Missing No, so all bets are off. Our stats don't really matter because it's just going to take our items and just shuffle them around. So there's some good and some bad. It's mostly bad with Missing No. The first, let's get the bad out of the way. We can never fully have a build that we like because it will re-roll as soon as we get to the next level. It's also possible to roll into unwinnable combinations like, say, I don't know, Ipecac, My Reflection, which of course they're not technically unwinnable, but they become a chore to play with. You can also roll into really bad items like Damocles. You can roll into just just a smorgasbord of bad. So unlike TM Trainer, which is also bad, unlike TM Trainer, Missing No actually will give you a chance to still win because obviously it doesn't take TM Trainer, and it doesn't take items that you don't normally have and then just make up new ones. Although I will say the biggest danger of Missing No is the fact that it can re-roll into TM Trainer. So yeah, it's just all not good. So what I'm trying to get at is that we're basically really kind of, we are encouraged to get through this run as fast as possible. And unlike something like, say, the D4, the D100, the more items you get with Missing No is not necessarily the better. Just because, again, you do increase that risk of rolling into something that you don't want, something that came from a really bad item pool. It's an item that seems fun on paper, like, oh, like you get to have brand new runs like that. Like, think of all the neat combinations you could explore. Yeah, I mean, you could do that for a floor, and then after that, it's just gone forever. So, this is not a Missing No fan here, but we're off and running. All right, starting off with Marrow. As you see here, we re-rolled all of our stats now. And sorry about the alt tab. I had to realign my window because I couldn't see last week's question, not yesterday, but last week's question of the episode, which was from The Game Is Listening to You, Man, that episode. And I simply said, what is your take on Sulfur? Since we obviously talked about Brimstone earlier last week, we got to talk about, the poor man's Brimstone or possibly the rich man's Brimstone, because obviously with Sulfur, you can, if you have multiple activations at the same time, or not at the same time, but in the same room, you get Mega Brim, which you can't always get with Brimstone. That was the tankiest Claudia I think I've ever seen in my life. And the most upvoted comment came in from It Lived, who said, there's lots of active items I would take. Sulfur is one of them. It's perfect with the 4.5 volt, just like Book of Belial. Had to move the window again there. And yeah, I mean, if you have a way to activate sulfur on multiple levels, like say with Sharp Plug, for example, or Nun's Habit, or like the 4.5 volt, especially the 4.5 volt, you're going to be rewarded with a very, very powerful damage stacking buff that you can just do infinitely. And on top of that, of course, it only takes 2 activations of sulfur to get Mega Brim, so there's that. The second most upvoted comment came in from, I'm going to say Colin Bookout, 3364, who said, depending on your tier effects, sulfur could be either amazing or detrimental to a run. I semi-agree with that. Sulfur is almost exclusively going to be good. Like, I can't think of, unless if you're talking about Ipecac, I cannot think of a situation where it would be detrimental to a run. Now, if you're talking about like tears rate, for example, that's one thing. Like, yes, sulfur will kill your tears rate pretty quickly, but it's made up for the fact that you have brimstone. I mean, that's just that's the whole point of it. So I'm not really down with the whole, like, you know, I guess in a couple of outlier situations it could be detrimental to a run, but 99.9% of the time, unless if you have Ipecac, I don't see how sulfur could be bad for you. And then the final most upvoted comment came in from Jared Bartow 9428, who said, if my tier effects aren't great, I usually lean on it. The moment my stats improve, my tiers are better. I just as good as or just as good as sulfur. I usually just forget I have that. I have it. And yeah, I mean, again, there is a certain application to sulfur, in my opinion, that's good and useful versus like, we don't really need this right now. Those situations being like, you know, if we already have a lot of damage, if we already had a lot of tears, we don't need the unlimited range of the piercing shots, then yeah, sure, like you can just totally forget about it. But I would encourage people to consider using it no matter what, just because even if you don't have the multiple activations for the damage upgrade that you can get from it from just stacking on itself, you still have brimstone. It's still hitting, you know, 12, I think 11 or 13 times, something like that, per second, and it's still very, very, very good. Obviously, I've been passing on brimstone lately because the situation is kind of deemed it necessarily, just because, like, you know, brimstone is kind of a tears down, damage down in a way, and I guess that's sort of what I guess that's sort of what Jared's talking about. But in my opinion, like, if I see sulfur, I'm going to use sulfur 100% of the time against bosses. All right, so here goes our stat shuffle again, and this time we now have Lord of the Pit. Yep. We have Lord of the Pit. And I guess Rotten Tomato. But you're kind of seeing what I was talking about at the beginning of this run with Missing No, in the sense that, like, we can never just have a run to ourselves. All of our stats are going to be completely randomized no matter what. We can never really fully, like, settle into a run. And that's kind of the lame thing about Missing No, other than the fact that you just can't re-roll it. Like, I totally get it not being able to re-roll itself, because then that would make it also kind of lame, because it's like, well, you get Missing No once and then that's it. You might as well just call it like a temporary D4, and then that's that, like an automatic re-roll. So, like, I understand why it can't re-roll itself, but I do think that, much like Epic Fetus and other items that are pretty difficult to get rid of, I do think that the game should allow you to get rid of certain items. No item should be permanent like that, a TM Trainer especially. So, yeah. We might as well take it. Our stats are they are 100% totally random. So, of course, we get a puberty horse pill, which gives us that unique transformation that you see right there. The big old ball of hair. Two neutral pills down, and yeehaw. Really doing this? Okay. And Malacria, again, I'm not, oh my god, what's going on with this face? I absolutely hate it. Hamolacria is an item that I'm just not too high upon anymore. There are certain situations where I do think it's good, but it's definitely like it's a non-automatic grab for me anymore. It used to be automatic. Now I kind of hesitate a little bit. Diplopia, which is not useful here, but it is going to be useful. We need to use it on in a room that has a lot of items, because again, with Missing No, quantity is not necessarily always going to be better, but it's not always going to be over quality, but it is still enjoyable, I guess, because like, yeah, like, you know, if we can, like, for example, if we can duplicate a lot of Devil Deal items, then we're Gucci. Like, we are fine. Then we don't have to take any more items and be subjected to the randomness of Missing No and just worry about re-rolling through Devil Deal items. So, you know, that's where Diplopia is really going to shine here for us. Hamolacria is, yeah, you know, it's doing a good job. It's a nice little combo with the eye drops. I will say that. So hoping for a double Devil Deal here. Obviously, we don't have to worry about Diplopia being re-rolled from Missing No. And we get Booster Pack, which is super duper awesome. Really super great. Wheel of Fortune. The reverse world card. Might as well use it now. I am going to use Diplopia on the next Devil Deal. Ooh, unless we get a black market. And it's absolutely, positively god-awful. All right. We could take member card. And before we go down to the next floor, go back and check to see what is inside of our store with member card. Maybe get a reroll with Diplopia here. But the thing is, though, like, well, the Mind is an angel deal. The Mind is an angel item. Man, this is tough. Because I would rather have extra Devil Deal items, except we would risk rolling into 9 lives. I'm just going to take it. I'm not going to agonize over it. Let's just do it. Because we're not going to hold on to the membership card, like, for the rest of this floor, or the rest of next floor. So we absolutely do not want secret room items. But unfortunately, we already have Missing No. Although, of course, we just already talked about Missing No can't roll itself. So, yeah. We got the Spun transformation because we rolled into 3 syringes. Relaying a message to Alex real quick. Okay. We got Battery Baby. Bloody Gust, and I mean, it is kind of lucky that we spun into Spun. Yeah, I mean, this floor should be kind of a swift breeze, I hope. Book of Sin still rocking and rolling for us. We get Bozo, was a Soul Heart, and Car Battery giving us 2 payouts with the Book of Sin is also pretty nice. Onto the Death card. Death card. So we can get into the shop. Shop items aren't, generally speaking, the best pool to be rolling through, but it's better than nothing. If anything, we can at least buy some Soul Hearts. Wow, come on, Battery Baby. All right, that's the first. That is the first time I think we've ever been trolled by Battery Baby, freezing something that we were in mid-dodge, the process of dodging. That's a new one there. I'm going to ring you up for that one there, Battery Baby. You know what? I can't be bothered. Moon card. Okay. I definitely will be upset if A, we don't get the devil deal, or B, it gives us 3 devil deals. Actually, that was stupid. I should have taken the latch key so we got the soul heart. That was dumb. We could turn into Lazarus. We need to be careful here. I am going to take both devil deal items anyway, though, but we're not going to start with 2 HP, so let's see what happens. We have C-section, keeper sack. Okay, so that keeper sack is interesting because at least that allows us to get permanent stat ups, right? So no matter what Missing No does, we can still at least re-roll through. We'll be re-rolling stats, but I believe that the stats, I believe that they stay with us. I think. Again, we don't take Missing No enough for me to really know for sure, but we're just gonna find out. Yeah. Hangman. Take Crooked Penny. Well, maybe not. Book of Sin might be our only HP generator for a while, so yeah. I mean, we have to buy everything here just for the stats. So I'm going to be buying everything here. Wraith card, Ancient Recall. Stars card, Ace of Clubs. Okay. Okay, we got a little bit of something here. Take a little dumpy, even though he's temporarily going to be with us for a moment, and then that'll be it. A little iffy about going into curse rooms right now, but make it. We'll see if it's worthwhile. It wasn't. Need to definitely go fight at least a mini boss in case that does drop us another item to re-roll with. Experimental treatment really screwed our stats. Okay. Okay, so Fallen's going to give us another devil deal here. I don't remember if Damocles... I do not remember if Damocles gets re-rolled, but I have an idea. Okay. I have an idea. Stick with me now. Use Damocles, right? Use Damocles, okay? Okay, stick with me now. We get the Crooked Penny. We want to leave with the Book of Sin. Because, again, as I said the first time we came into this room, it's the only thing that's going to be able to save us. Possibly. So, what we need to do is we need to swap the Book of Sin with the jar, right? And then swap the jar with the Crooked Penny, and then we use it, and then Damocles procs, and we get one extra item. And apparently we stay with Damocles. Okay, so that makes another item that we cannot reroll. Got it. Well, now things just get even crazier. Really hoping that was going to pay off and we're going to get like an extra item or two, but here we are. So now we are really motivated to get through this run. Damocles is going to provide us with a bunch of extra items, so there's that. That's assuming that we get extra items, of course, and that's also assuming that we don't die beforehand. I think 2 keys here for a few bombs is nice. My only hope is that we roll into like an extra life or something, and then we can just transform and get rid of Damocles. That would be fine with me. Getting boss rush would be nice because obviously Damocles, blah, blah, blah. But we need to find the Fool card, though. Otherwise, we cannot get out of there. We found our item room on the way. For Mycosis and Big Fan. Yeah, I'm loving the tears rate thanks to Capricorn and Cricket's body. Okay, we found the Fool card. Found our Sacred Fool card. Gotta hurry though. Okay, we can go back into the shop. We don't need to get into the shop right now. I mean, if Damocles counts as a passive item, it should be re-rolled. Just gonna say it. Might be a little recency bias here, but I'm just gonna say it. And we get Bloody Gust again, because oh, why not? Alrighty. I guess 8-inch nails and sure. Mom's perfume. Well, this would be a good run to hold on to at least, if we didn't have Damocles and also missing no. Basically, the only 2 items that like can really take us down here. So yeah, if we can get a solid, just a solid other couple of runs. I mean, we're by runs I mean rolls. We should be okay on this run, maybe. The X Factor. Ooh. The X Factor is definitely going to be Damocles. Now, Sigil Baphomet could potentially help us out and mitigate the risk of Damocles somewhat. Get a Justice card here. Gonna wait till the next floor before we use a Justice card. Okay, we have Chocolate Milk, Candy Heart, Eden's Blessing. I don't know if that means we're going to get an extra item on tomorrow's run or not. Oh, we have no keys. Oh, apparently we also have Death's List. So yeah, so Sigil Baphomet, at least that one won't re-roll, right? So as long as we don't get rid of Sigil Baphomet, we should be somewhat relatively safe from Damocles. Relatively, unless there's nothing to kill. Then we're kind of screwed. And in order for us to go northwest, we must go south. lazy and go back into the secret room here, and there's going to be the quarter. Going to do absolutely bloody nothing for us, but we have the quarter. All right, so by all logic, logistical accounts here, game, you're telling me that we have to go southwest to go northeast. So is this what you're telling me? Because at the very worst, we have to go west to go northeast. At the very best, we have to go southwest to go northeast. So, you know, what's my end game here, game? The damage up here again. I don't know if that's going to stay with us or not because of, you know, missing no. My God. My God. And oh man. Ghost Pepper really doing a bang-up job at killing these mobs. Combine that with the shield that we're getting from Sigil Baphomet, man. We're okay. At least on this floor, we're okay. I don't want to jinx it, of course. Sigil Baphomet, one of the best one of the best trinkets you can get in the game. Super mega powerful, giving you that invincibility shield every time you kill an enemy. Granted, it's only for like half a second, but it does stack on itself, which is real nice. Key payout there. So we're really incentivized to do as much tap firing as possible here with Chocolate Milk, because obviously we want to try to get as many of the Ghost Pepper procs as possible. Now, one thing, this is a positive that I will say about Missing No. What? Invicta gonna give Missing No praise in this economy? That's right. Stick with me, kids. One thing I will say about Missing No is that it forces you to learn on the fly. And I think that that is a very important thing to have in Isaac. Missing No forces you to make adjustments on the fly, because again, these are going to be runs that we just didn't have. We have no idea what we're going to be getting. So Missing No kind of teaches you to be a good gamer. And I think that that is something that all Isaac players need to get. You know, just be familiar with just knowing how to adjust on the fly and be versatile. Missing No certainly allows you to kind of learn how to deal with that. So that's one thing I will say that's positive about it. Of course, we get 2 active items because of course we get 2 active items. Why wouldn't we get 2 active items? Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to hold on to the Satanic Bible, but let the games begin. We have Incubus, Quad Shot. We do have Juice's Shadow, so we have to make a decision here. Do we wait for Damocles to fall on this floor? Or do we just try to push through? Apparently we also have Azazel's Rage. I don't think we need to even worry about doing that room. Man, this is a banger build. I just now realized that we also have Lead Pencil and Backstabber and Aya Belial. That's pretty incredible. Telepills is a go. Okay. So we cannot deliberately die with Damocles to get rid of it, but we can wait for it to fall. Now, I don't know how long that's going to take. Obviously, it could be now. It could be 30 minutes. It could be never. We've gone through entire runs before without Damocles ever actually falling, so you know, this would be one of those times where if I really wanted to, I could just simply pause the recording and wait till it falls and then come back. Obviously I don't edit these, so but if I did edit them, I could just like fast forward or just skip around until we finally do see Damocles fall. Or we can just say the hell with that and just keep going. Which is most likely what we're going to do because I don't have the patience to wait that long. And I'm not going to subject you to 45 minutes plus of possibly sitting on this floor. Now, this is one of the few times where we actually want Damocles to fall because we don't want to risk it not falling on the next floor without us having an extra life. So, Missing No kind of makes you wish for weird things. Horror Babylon again, and Missing Page number 2. Again, these are both good to take just because of how Missing No works. We'll take the Eternal Heart. We'll head on up. Hopefully we get 9 lives. Okay, we have extra lives. Lost Soul Buddy. Check him out now. Too spooky for you. We have Eye of Greed. We still have Deep Pockets for some odd reason. Our shot speed is insane. We have no mapping. Keeper Sack. No, Lost Soul Buddy. Oh no. Man, I missed that last build though. So we have Juice's Shadow, and we also have. This is our other life. We have Juice's Shadow. Am I going insane? We have 2 lives, but only have 1 Juice's Shadow? Hang on. It can't be right. I know we don't have 1 up. Oh, it's the Ankh. I see it. Took me long enough. It's kind of blending in there with the Keybeggar. So that makes sense. Yeah. So we are fine. Again, if Damocles wants to fall, on this floor, I ain't gonna be mad at it. In fact, I would welcome it. Because the last thing that we want to do is go to the chest and not have, and then still have Damocles and have no way to defend ourselves other than Sigil Baphomet. So, you know, if you're gonna fall Damocles, go ahead and make with the fallen here. We can take our time on this floor and get as much HP as we want because obviously we've got Car Battery, Satanic Bible. So we're working at a somewhat relaxed pace here on this floor anyway. But of course, that could all change at a moment's notice. Shot speed is definitely kicking. It's a great block by Samson's Chain. I can't even sit here and act like I was deliberate. Hi, Guppy. And I'm not really going to complain about us finding dead ends and doing full clears here because we're really trying hard to make Damocles fall. I mean, there's nothing that we can do to make it fall technically, but what I'm hoping for is we get enough, we've gotten enough Devil Deal items to where we would get at least Juice's Shadow back and then just be totally fine. And then we can just run through the chest like you know, it ain't no thing. Look at that shot speed. Good lord. That shot speed and our 7.25 tier delay. Pretty hot. Now's the time when we really would want Ghost Pepper. Nice freeze there, but I agreed. Well, we're gonna throw caution to the wind, and let's see if we end up getting a getting extra life here. Sure hope so, man. Did not get an extra life. Did get Binge Eater. Not that that really matters, though. Yeah, we gotta go. We gotta go. Got Bumbo. Now's when we won 9 lives. Of course, Ghost Pepper just roasted Super Pride. We're going for the quickest path to the least resistance here. As soon as we can get him to spawn ads, we should be better. We can start getting these shield for Sigil Baphomet, or he's just not going to spawn anything. Nope, get in the chest. We're done. We're done. That's it. All right, so we've learned a couple things. We've relearned that if you use Damocles and you have Missing No, it doesn't matter. Damocles stays with you. And that's the only thing that we've learned, because that's the only thing that I was worried about. So thank you for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. If you didn't, click the dislike button. Hope you have a great start to your weekend here in the Mosh Pit. For today's question of the day, what is your take on Missing No? I do think that there is a little bit to be said, the fact that it can be used as a learning tool, because again, it does force you to adjust on the fly, like I was talking about during the episode. But overall, it's, in my opinion, it's still trash. Thanks for watching this video. Thanks to patrons of mine like Caitlin Weir, Myth Withy, and Oliver Went. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of an Isaac episode, check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find over at patreon.com/Sinvicta.